Sabotage on the Rails, Story 149, Part 1. One day, not long ago, Paul was working on his crafts while I sat at the table reading about the man who unexpectedly ended up with the football caught by Franco Harris in the Immaculate Reception. I thought I saw movement out of the corner of my eye, but when I looked outside, I saw nothing. This happened several times. Finally, I spotted Bubba, the faithful and under-your-feet wiener dog, dressed like a character in Spy vs. Spy. Bubba entered the house, and I asked him why he was spying on us. He laughed, barking he wanted to make sure we weren't giving the cats more treats than he got. Then he turned serious, barking that he wanted to tell us the story of when saboteurs struck western Pennsylvania during World War II. March 16, 1941, was a typical late winter day for western Pennsylvania. After weeks of wintry weather, the day was warm, with temperatures in the mid-40s. But by evening, a cold front swept in from the northwest, and temperatures plunged into the mid-teens. With winds near 50 miles per hour, the falling snow quickly turned into a blizzard. The Manhattan Limited thundered along the Ohio River at over 85 miles per hour as it passed through Baden, Pennsylvania, 20 miles northwest of Pittsburgh. Across the river, the night sky glowed red from the furnaces of Aliquippa's massive Jones and Laughlin steel plant. 18 minutes later, the Pennsylvania Railroad's Buckeye Express, carrying 123 passengers and crew from Cleveland to Pittsburgh, passed the Baden station at 60 to 65 miles per hour. Smoke from the engine blew down one side of the engine and then the other, while blinding snow limited visibility. At 9:03 p.m., just 4,700 feet past the station, and without warning, disaster struck. The engine rocked back and forth, then rolled off the tracks, burying its nose and cowcatcher in the soft mud along the tracks. The baggage car flipped end over end and landed upright 40 feet below in the Ohio River. Next, the passenger cars sailed off the tracks into the icy Ohio River. The water was 6 to 10 feet deep. 3 passengers died immediately. The sleeping car derailed, but none of the 11 passengers in it were injured. In the coaches, men began lifting women, children, and the injured out of the windows as the icy waters of the Ohio River poured in. Baden, Leedsdale, Aliquippa, and Conway firefighters rushed to the scene. The injured were rushed to Rochester General Hospital, 6 miles away in Rochester, Pennsylvania. An approaching Pittsburgh, Fort Wayne, and Chicago train was flagged down and carried more of the injured to the Federal Street Station in Pittsburgh. There, the injured were taken to St. John's Hospital in Brighton Heights and Allegheny General Hospital on the north side. West Penn, Shadyside, and Montefiore hospitals also cared for the injured. Among those who died in the wreck were 57-year-old A.R. Weigel of Cleveland, Ohio. He was the train's engineer. His body was found crushed underneath the engine. 45-year-old Harry Kennedy from Pittsburgh. He had worked 28 years as an auditor for the Pennsylvania Railroad. 50-year-old Conrad Liebel of either Alliance or Cleveland, Ohio. He was a conductor with the railroad, but was not working that night. He was found in the men's room of the smoking car. 9-month-old Donald McDonald from Altoona, Pennsylvania. He had been traveling with his mother, Elizabeth, who was still alive and taken to Rochester General Hospital. The final victim was 35-year-old Rose Jagielski of Pittsburgh. She was returning from Youngstown, Ohio, with her mother and 6-year-old daughter, Rose. Her husband, Leo, was waiting for her in Pittsburgh when word arrived at the station that the train had derailed. Through the blizzard, Leo drove to Rochester, passing the scene of the wreck on the way. There he learned his wife was in Allegheny General Hospital in Pittsburgh. Once again, barely able to see the road, he returned to Pittsburgh and found his daughter alive. She remembered to tell the nurses her name. It wasn't until later in the night that an Aliquippa undertaker contacted him with the news that his wife was dead. End of part 1.